in Natchitoches Tuesday night. The Demons jumped out to a 3-zip lead through 4 innings before Tech started chipping away. Clayton started the comeback with a single and scored in the 5th. Mason Mallard blasted a solo homer in the 6th, and Dalton Skelton knotted the game in the 7th with an RBI triple in that decisive 8th. A walk and fielder's choice set the table for Clayton's game-winning shot. LSU's 6'7" freshman Nick Storrs makes his collegiate debut tonight on the Hill when the Tigers host Tulane at Alex Box Stadium. The long-awaited debut of the big man from Brooklyn will happen tomorrow, Paul Maneri said. We're excited about that. Everything has gone well. It's time. It's just time. Storrs had surgery to remove a bone spur in his throwing shoulder in September and has been working his way toward tonight's debut since. He's not expected to pitch more than an inning or two. The Pelicans rode a 37-point effort from Anthony Davis and a 19-point 14-assist outing from Rajon Rondo to knock off Dallas 115-105. The win pushed New Orleans within a game of fourth-place Oklahoma City in the Wild and Woolly Western Conference playoff race. With 11 games remaining on their schedule, the Pelicans are perched a game in front of 8th-place Utah and just 3 games back of 3rd-place Portland. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Yes, we need to try to track down for a little bit later State Representative Alan Seabaugh.
What's he up to?
Nothing. I just want his opinion.
Okay.
Yesterday, we had a very interesting conversation. 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 25 past 6 o'clock. KEEL app's a free download from Office Furniture Source. Yesterday morning in the 8 o'clock range, 8:10 actually, a very interesting conversation with Moon Griffon, who is heard here weekdays on KEEL from 9 till 11. And Moon seemed to think that the call for a constitutional convention is the worst idea of all time.
Not in favor of it.
And I was intrigued by that, given the fact that there are other conservatives, specifically Stephen Wagaspack, who we had last week, seems to think it's a good idea. Wag said it's worth the risk. Yeah. He said, in fact, my question was, is Louisiana, is the government, is the way that we take in and redistribute money in Louisiana, is that system so broken that it's worth the risk of a constitutional convention? And he didn't. Absolutely is what he said. Mm-hmm. Moon seems to think just the opposite. Now, the one fear that Wags had about that was, and he said this has to be a groundswell citizen movement demanding change.
Yes.
He said, because if you get all those, the same old, the same legislators, the same leaders, the same Baton Rouge lobbyists, the same everything.
Same crowd would bring us nothing.
He said you're going to end up with a system that is the same or even worse.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like I said, and what Wags was talking about, how the difference between Texas and Louisiana, this to me is still the most fascinating thing we've had on this station in a long time. where he explained the difference between Louisiana government and Texas government, and how in Louisiana that the power is centered in Baton Rouge, specifically in the governor's office, that the governor of Louisiana, whoever that happens to be, is one of the most powerful chief executives in the country, where in Texas, that ain't the case. In Texas, the power in the state, if you will, is in fact at the local level, at the county level.
Sure.
So you see the people who are spending your money. You see where your money goes. In Louisiana, it goes to Baton Rouge, to this big multi-layered bureaucracy, and who knows who's doing what, but you know that everybody's taking a chunk of the pie before it gets back to you.
Oh, absolutely. It's real important that you can thump those people on the head. I mean, it's nice to be able to run into them at Whole Foods or at the gym.
How many
and
times? How many times do we say? What do we do here in Louisiana? It just doesn't. Why does Texas work so well?
Yeah.
Because we have our own little Washington, D.C., and it's called Baton Rouge.
Right. I mean, think about it. The Texas legislature meets in a regular session every other year. They don't even meet every year.
Do that much.
They don't need to.
Everything that happens in Texas, or the vast majority of things, government is local. There's no state income tax. There's not this huge amount of cash that is going into Austin to be redistributed to whomever at the whim of whomever.
And you do pay, you pay
But it
higher taxes
stays
for property,
but it
etc.
stays local. Property taxes stay in town.
Yep. But I actually know someone who worked here in Shreveport, and this person will remain nameless, but decided because of the tax structure in Texas, they were going to get a domain in Texas to register their car, their everything they had.
In other words, they're breaking the law, but it was worth the risk.
It was worth the risk just because it was cheaper to do it that way.
Well, now you're talking about insurance rates, which is
Yeah.
another story altogether.
We're number one. We're number one.
Well,
Highest car insurance rates in the country.
Honestly, this is going to sound crazy. I'm not sure you can blame the insurance companies for that. It's the 30 or 35 or 40% of people driving around without car insurance.
Exactly. And every time they have a wreck, guess what?
You pay for it. And
My
so do
insurance
I.
has to pay.
29 past 6 o'clock. Got a little off track there, but Erin's warmly dressed. 29 past 6 o'clock. What? That didn't make any sense, did it?
No.
Did to me. She started to turn red from the forehead up. 29 past 6, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Ruben, traffic update. Wednesday already.
Everything's still looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Traffic Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Comfortable today with sunshine and a high of 71. Clear with a low of 45 tonight. Mostly sunny, high 75 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
This is Jack from Banyan Hill.
information. KEEL News now.
Austin authorities say the suspect they believe responsible for terrorizing residents over the past 3 weeks with a series of bombs left in packages is dead. According to police, the suspect killed himself inside his car by detonating an explosive device. Austin Police Chief Brian Manley releases just a few details about the suspect.
The individual involved in this incident was a 24-year-old white male, and we're not going to give out any information regarding his residence.
But authorities are worried there still may be other packages out there. A change for the Democrats in Baton Rouge. Mendon Rep. Gene Reynolds is out as the House Democratic Caucus Chair. Reynolds says it was his decision to step aside. We asked him where he stands on the debate over state spending.
I look towards solutions, and if we need to cut here or there, that's fine. If we need to keep a portion of that penny to make ends meet, that's fine. I'm really for a constitutional convention and I think that's the only way we're going to be able to solve the problem.
Marksville Representative Robert Johnson taking over the post. Could Diamond Jack's Casino in Bossier be moving? Senate committees passed a bill to give Tangipahoa residents an opportunity to vote on allowing a casino along the Tangipahoa River. The parish council member, Louis Joseph, says if approved, the casino would help the parish fund its education system.
They haven't received a pay raise in about 10 years, and hopefully, if we can get this resort in Tangipahoa Parish, it could be a vehicle to give our teachers a little bit more money to spend.
The proposal now headed to the Senate floor. 4 people named as finalists to be Louisiana's next higher ed commissioner. The Board of Regents, announcing the contenders, intends to name the new commissioner at its April 18th meeting. Fishing tournament killing fish on Cross Lake. KSLA reports the tournament led to the death of dozens of bass fish on the lake. The TV station says they saw at least 50 dead fish pulled from the lake by city workers. New sheriff to get sworn in. Matt Parker with that.
Following the retirement of Sheriff Rodney Arbuckle, new DeSoto Parish Sheriff Jason Richardson will be publicly sworn into office tomorrow. The public swearing-in ceremony will take place at 8:30 a.m. in the DeSoto Parish Courthouse. Prior to the promotion, Richardson served as Chief Criminal Deputy in DeSoto. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
School shootings continue to divide our country on the gun control debate. We're also talking about arming teachers. That's something Caddo Superintendent Dr. Lamar Gorey tells us he's not in favor of.
We fully support, increasing security on our campus, even if that's, armed security on our campus if that's what's necessary. But we do not support arming teachers.
Disgraced Shreveport banker busted for fraud. John McConnell arrested, charged for allegedly running a state income tax scam. According to police, the disgraced banker created fake state income tax forms and W-2s to swindle the state out of $170,000. Now, this is not his first run-in with the law. He's been in and out of prison since getting busted for embezzlement back in 2004. A bill to increase the penalty for hazing by bumping up fines and jail time goes before the House Criminal Justice Committee today. 3 students responsible for the suspected hazing death of LSU student Maxwell Groover were indicted last week, and the maximum penalty they face is a $100 fine and up to 30 days in jail. Lafayette Representative Nancy Landry says it's just not enough.
It's just a slap on the wrist, really, and I think that by increasing the penalties, we'll send a message to people who engage in this kind of activity that this is a crime.
A 4th person was indicted on negligent homicide. The heads of Homeland Security for both the Trump and Obama administrations will testify before senators today on efforts to secure state election systems. Spring is here, so is the pollen. Allergy specialist Dr. Sammy Bana telling KEEL News you should step up your housekeeping over the next several weeks.
Twice a week vacuuming, reduce the cluttering around, particularly stuffed animals and the things that collect house dust mite.
Dr. Bana says the pollen season has started early and it's beginning at a severe level for many people who are prone to having health problems related to pollen. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Good morning, 638. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Your newscast must have been awesome. I was out of the room.
The newscasts today are pretty awesome.
She sat there, I swear to you, she sat there like 3 minutes ago and said, a little longer than that, she said, my newscasts today are
they're rocking it.
They're incredible.
Matt did a lot of work, so thank you, Matt.
Really, really awesome, she said.
When do I not do a lot of work for you?
He has a point. When we come back from the break, yes.
I've just got to say something before you talk about that.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if you've looked in the boss's office, the outer office yet.
No.
I think the Crime Stoppers Board, I think some local senators.
You're talking Easter here, aren't you?
I don't know what we're going to do. We have more than 200 Easter baskets, and we're going to be packing them up next Tuesday. If you want to help donate here in the last week before we get ready to pack them up and deliver, we need some candy. We do need to fill the baskets with candy. We have some. We have plenty. But extra candy. We don't need any more baskets, nor do we need any more grass. But we need the candy and the little, so if you want to send some plushies or whatever to stuff. This town is amazing. These people, I have more than 200 baskets in there.
Now
it's probably closing in on 300
in about
now.
20 to 30 seconds, because we have a couple of extra moments.
I just
explain to folks what you're doing and what your plan was and what you're talking about in case they're just
my Easter Sunday morning to me as a child was always joy-filled. Almost close to Christmas for me, because I'd get up and I'd have this big basket of candy and it was all mine. My 5 brothers couldn't touch it. They each had their own. And it was a joyous kid moment for me. And every year I think about the kids who are not going to get an Easter basket. And we do a lot for them at Christmas, but we never think about them at Easter. And I thought, I'm going to try to do whatever I can in my little world to give that joy on Easter Sunday morning. So we're going to help Providence House, Project Celebration, some of the other local agencies that help kids who may be homeless. I'm gonna spread this love as far as I can.
And your solicitations have been, folks have responded.
It's unbelievable,
amazingly.
And it's not. Senator Gaddy's office called yesterday and said, "What do you need? We're bringing out what you need." I would encourage all lawmakers, step up, send some cool stuff. You know, I'm overwhelmed by this town, this whole region. When I looked in there getting back from vacation and I saw all the baskets that had been delivered, I thought, Crime Stoppers ordered them on Amazon and had these big boxes sent. They're just baskets. I know you need baskets. Here you go. We're good to go.
Awesome. Good to go.
I mean, it's amazing.
Good to know.
Amazing.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Okay, we'll talk about Diamond Jacks. And it's the A rather, in you just say Tangipahoa.
It's Tangipahoa.
I know people from there, and they say Tangipahoa.
I live there. It's Tangipahoa.
I'm just telling you. I know people from there, and they don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they don't know what they're saying.
We will discuss this.
You'll hear one of the guys say, who's the parish president, says Tangipahoa.
And believe me, we are going to parse, we are going to dissect that soundbite when we get back.
We all want to be a Tangipahoa, not a Tangipahoa.
I want to be a Tangipahoa. Six something.
Oh, God.
Good Lord. Here's Ruben.
Everything's still looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Traffic Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sunny today, comfortable with a high of 71. Clear with a low of 45 tonight, then mostly sunny, high 75 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
Hey! Hey! Did I get it right?
Nope. Now.
Hey! Too late.
Yep.
I'm sorry, guys.
God help me.
I'm still on an air mattress, okay? Give me a break. And I didn't tumble, but I have a bruise on my elbow.
Yep. Just stop a second. Got a show to do here.
Breathe.
Okay, yeah. Breathe. No, we suggest you stop breathing. 643, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. So the talk is getting hotter and heavier about the possibility of Diamond Jacks moving down south to Tangipahoa Parish.
Tangipahoa.
And the Tangipahoa River. And I am fascinated by that for any number of reasons, primarily because this is, at least in my mind, gives us insight into how Louisiana does things. Let me be even more clear. This will give us insight into how fouled up and screwed up and how we as a state consistently shoot ourselves in the toe. We just managed to do it. It's like we should change the pelican on the state flag to Shemp from the Three Stooges. It's just give that pelican a bowl haircut and say just call our whatever Latin phrase it is pelicanus et Shempus. So here's the deal: the talk is increasing about moving Diamond Jacks down to Tangipahoa Parish. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. In order to move the boat, wait. Let me back up, because this is so convoluted and so, pardon me, just stupid that let me just try to explain. Okay. So in Louisiana, you can't have land-based casinos, except in rare instances. You got to have boats. And the way I understand this is the reason they did the boats to begin with is because the state controls the waterways, and it meant the state would have more control over the casinos themselves. Is that that's
pretty
about
much,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So now that all our boats in Northwest Louisiana are we're losing business to Oklahoma and their mega casinos, like these 500,000 square foot casinos, where ours have the limitation of only 30,000 square feet, I think is the number. So now the state legislature, at the urging, and I would hope at the intense lobbying of the gaming industry, says, you guys got to help us out here. What are we going to do? So they came up with the brilliant idea to let some of the boats build land-based casinos within a couple hundred yards, I don't know the number.
I think it's 1,200 feet.
Of their current location.
Yeah.
So, here's the problem. That's not going to help Sam's Town.
Nope.
That's not going to help El Dorado. That's really not going to help Horseshoe. It's not going to... Who has room to build a bigger casino?
Margaritaville does.
Near where they are.
Margaritaville does.
So this does absolutely... So literally, we have competitively painted ourselves into a corner from which it's going to be very difficult to extricate. Fair enough? Because as we all know, we are losing business to Oklahoma. And again, bluntly put, and I'm not the one to say this, if our casinos here depend on people from the Arklatex to succeed, we are screwed.
Yeah.
Now, Diamond Jacks is considering a move from right there in Bossier down south to Tangipahoa Parish on the Tangipahoa River. Here's another example of how screwed up we are. So for the boat to move down there, follow me on this, for the boat to move down there, the Tangipahoa River has to be declared a navigable waterway. Now, the Tangipahoa River is about as wide as a queen-size bed. That's not the point.
I can throw a beer can across it.
It has to be declared a navigable waterway so that they can, the owners, what is it, Primetime Gambling, Pyramid Gaming, I don't know, I apologize for not knowing.
Peninsula
I knew it
Pacific.
it was a double P. So the point being They have to declare the river a navigable waterway so that Double P Gaming can be granted a site by the state for the boat that, according to the new law, if it passes, they won't have to build, so they can have a site for their non-boat so that they can build a land-based casino within X number of feet from the site where they don't have to have a boat.
Right. They want to build. They will probably
build
a mega facility down there.
Does any of no
as big as they can?
No, because
as big as they're allowed. But the lawmakers are considering expanding that, making it bigger.
After the river is declared a waterway, after they are granted the right to put a boat where they have no plan to put a boat, it's just so complicated. And it's just so many rules upon rules upon rules, like we were talking a while ago, because everything goes to Baton Rouge and everybody gets caught up in that bureaucracy and everybody wants to cut of the pie.
Yeah.
And by the time you get around to it, there ain't nothing left.
I know.
649, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Right now, traffic update. Yo, Ruben, what's up, kid?
Everything's still looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Traffic Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline at 687-ROAD.
KeelAccuWeather.com forecast, kind of sunny and warmer today, near 70. Right now, it is 45 degrees.